See, one thing that always gets to me is when all of a sudden people want to take the high road after they've been on the low road slinging mud. I get some messages, right, from the Muslim guys. Shout out to Brother Jabbar X. Shout out to Fahim, right? And these messages go like this. So this message right here is from Fahim. Brother, the video was about you because just a few days before you were talking about us. You forgot already? So of course your name is going to be all throughout the discussion, Mr. Troll. And this message right here is from Brother Jabbar X. Peace to the gods. Brother, please don't start trolling with these types of videos. From what I've been hearing from the Muslim guys, we don't have nothing but love for you and all of our people who are trying to uplift our nation from the degraded condition we're in. Just because we have a few differences in our understanding of the lessons, that doesn't mean we're enemies. So don't pursue this course, dear brother, because it's counterproductive. I requested in the comment section of one of your videos to do a build on the subject we were going back and forth about, but you never did respond. If you don't want to build together, that's fine, but don't give the people the impression that we're enemies, because it's not that deep, God. I just figured it would be good for the culture, that's all. If you're open to do a build, let me know. If not, that's peace. Peace to the 5% in every part of our planet. Now that sounds all fine and good, right? Kumbaya moment. But now, let's let them speak for themselves.
The God Darkim, he was excited too. That was his first time seeing that interview. You know what I mean? But I was excited to see Darkim excited, you know. You know what I mean about that.
No, that wasn't my first time hearing it. I was all excited because I'm Mr. Excitement. See, I get all the particles in the atmosphere excited. That's how this happened.
So I knew of the guy for a long time, actually, just by word of mouth, but I never met the guy in person.
Now, tell me what parts of the conversations that's getting ready to come up right now, tell me what part of what they saying is going to be good for the culture. This discussion that's supposed to be good for the culture.
I mean, I would just say to not talk too long. I just feel like with the NGE, their teaching has deviated. When I go to I never been taught by the NGE. I go straight to the mosque because I need that discipline, but they just like when they just say stuff to me that I just can't relate to, like, oh, you still pray, or oh, I'm a God and I can do what I want to do. Islam means to submit to the supreme being God. But it's like in the NGE, they're thinking that they're the supreme being. It's like, yeah, you're God, but you're not the supreme. You are the supreme being. You're a product of the supreme being, but you're not above the supreme being.
All right, now look. During the course of your video, right, the Muslim guys, one thing I do have to say is I detected that y'all got a level of love and respect for me. You know what I'm saying? But look, y'all gotta respect me more than this. This is who y'all want to get from me. This is who y'all got to educate me, right? Let's let him continue though, because he's just starting to cook.
The message in the NGE has deviated, and I'm not gonna say I don't have no respect for that organization, but I don't listen to them. I don't feel like there's a need for it. It's deviated. But like you as a Muslim, or what you would say as a Muslim God, you have to submit to something. And these brothers get on the camera talk about, hey, you know, I don't gotta pray and I don't have to follow no man. I'm God. I could slap a bitch and sell crack and preach that.
Okay, you got to send me that link where somebody's on the camera telling you that it's something about this culture, right? That they can smack a bitch, right? They can sell. You just sat up here and let this man bold-faced lie. Now look, that's in the red, right? That's Brother Jabbar. You see him sit up there and barely even blink his eyes when this brother says that it's a part of the 5% culture to smack a bitch and sell crack. That's what he just said, right? And now, all of a sudden, you want to take the high road. This is where you want to start taking the high road, right? But let's let him continue.
Right.
So I mean, that's all I really gotta say, brother Fahim. I don't got too much. Like but
Yeah.
this is for the baby gods. This is the
Right,
term
right.
that you say.
Yeah.
Right. So this is the brother right here, right, that you sent to what? Raise the baby gods? Let's let him cook.
I got my 120, and there's one thing I always want to ask brothers that's older than me. Is something in the lessons where it's talking about you cut 3 white men's head off,
Whoa. Not in our lessons.
and that's something. I mean, I don't know, you know.
Okay, I'm not. Pardon self, before you go further. There's no lesson that says cutting off the white man's head. Nowhere. Okay.
In the 120, it doesn't say that, brother.
And nowhere in the lesson does it say cutting the white man's head
Are you
off.
sure?
Okay.
Are you sure?
I'm 1,000% sure it has no words that say cutting the white man's head off. Okay. No,
You said
sir.
you bring like 3 heads to a white. I'm
Four. Actually, it's
paraphrasing wrong.
4. Right. 4 devil heads.
But
that's a
Muhammad got in trouble because somebody took it literal and they ran him out of Detroit.
Right.
You know?
And so you saying we need to come back to the temple. Like this is what we're gonna learn? Okay, so this next brother right here, he got a whole sermon, right? And we're gonna have to let him cook because I want the whole context of everything that he's saying to sink in, right? Especially for you, Brother Jabbar. I want it to sink into you, right? And then I want you to come back and tell me, right, how you taking the high road now. How this is all about us being brothers, right? Whether we agree on certain things or not, right? I want you to come back and tell me how this conversation is something that you thought was going to be good for the culture.
I wanted to go in because someone mentioned the word history, and I wanted to see why that would be said that of the Father. Again, he did a good work, but look at what we're actually dealing with. Adam was told to dress the garden, till the ground. And he was given a gift in the black woman, the second creation or second self of Allah himself. He was given that. And he was given an instruction of what he could do and what he shouldn't do. Now, whether Eve was there to hear that directly from his mouth, or she was told that by Adam, she knew. And the devil knew. Satan knew. And he was able to get into her ear, switching and changing up a little bit. Let's come further. Yaqub was in the holy city. Islam was the law of the day, the law of the land, the way of life. He found a way to teach it to gain benefit and to show others how to gain benefit. So there was a twist to how he taught it. And that twist became a problem. And he was told, you could build your man, but you can't build him here. So let's go a little further. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad showed forth and proved that he was taught by God. Whether Clarence 13X had an issue with Malcolm or however it went. But if you come up a little further, it seems those that were, under the tutelage or teachings or come under that, they got an issue with Master Father Muhammad. They also got an issue with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So you want to rule out where all of this comes from. You want to rule out the supreme being who is still the supreme being in this day and time. You want to rule out his messenger.
Muhammad.
And now you want to say that everything of credit should go to this man that broke restrictive law by taking the lessons out of the temple. So, in essence, I don't care what Master Father Muhammad said. I don't care what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us. I'm going to do what I want to do. That level of spirit is teaching in the way of Yaqub. That level is a level of teaching supplanting the truth, as Satan did in the garden. So now when you hear things like, I'm God, I do what I want to do, where would they get that spirit? When I'm God and I don't need no discipline, where would they get that spirit? Allah, God, there is no unrighteousness in him. All wise, right, and exact. So if he submits, he's not submitting to himself, he's submitting to the essence of himself, which is right and exact righteousness. And as they said many times by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Master Father Muhammad, he came by himself, and his own righteousness upheld him, sustained him. Because with man with that much power coming to the people that he came to, man, he could have left here with gagrillions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
He could have robbed the whole United States with that much power. But his own righteousness upheld him. So he, in essence, he didn't submit to a higher this or another man, nothing. That he submitted to his own righteousness that was within him, his very nature. And see, when you start to make words like righteous, nasty, poison in your mouth, when you start to make the word Muslim poison in your mouth, when you start to make the phrase that the woman is the second self of Allah, it becomes poison in your mouth. And you start to spit out that poison day in, day out, year in, year out. Then you are not propagating the actual teachings. You are doing the supplanting of the devil. They call themselves peacemakers, yet they know not that they are the actual peace breakers. They say, we're for this and we're for this, not knowing that they are all the time against it. So when they come out and spit those things, they're making their mouth say what they wanted to say, but their actions speak way louder.
Mm.
How did the devil Or why did he burn the devil from the roots of civilization? Because he started causing trouble. Us doing our job and teaching the teachings right and exact, and you got somebody that's coming up against you with this, that, this belief, this phrase, this word, that, you're causing trouble amongst the who? Amongst the righteous. And you're causing them to fight and kill one another. Yo, Fahim, I'm telling you, my man, you need to come to the parliament next year when we have it up there in the Brooklyn Park. I'm telling you, guys, bring your ass, because we gonna see about you. Wait a minute.
Mhm.
You God, I'm God, and we supposed to be righteous, and you threatening and doing that. What? Who's causing trouble? Who's causing fighting? Who has raised pistols and came to places and or hunted folks down and all this and stuff? And while I'm on that thought process, can anyone answer this? Did the Father advocate universal beatdowns because you messed up on your lessons? Where did that culture creep up into our way of life?
The Bronx.
Because I like to really know how many people did the Father beat down because, because the universal beatdown, what are we doing? So I just wanted to, as the brother was speaking, those things came to my head. Yeah, you say you study your 120, but there seems to be a twist. There seems to be an angle. And if there's only the 85 and the 10 and the 5%, well, if the 5% are all wise and know who the true and living God is and teach who the true and living God is, then what is the 10% doing? And could you possibly be manifesting that and not know it? And what
Yeah.
does the 85 represent? Could you possibly be dumb, deaf, and blind, even though you say, I want, and I could, like the guy said, I could smack a bitch, I could push my pregnant wisdom down the stairs, and who could check me? Because I don't submit to nobody. So you don't even submit to the actual essence of yourself, which is righteousness. Why you could sell drugs to your people. That's why you could shoot somebody who say they a black man. That's why you could hold your woman down like the Taliban and she shouldn't get no education. That's why she shouldn't study 120. That's why she gets held back. That's why can't nobody tell you anything about discipline, because I'm Yakub, I'm Satan, and who could tell me I'm better than he? You made me a fire while you made him a, wait a minute, am I actually sounding like somebody that we get to listen to and they know it every day? Wow. Let the God dip back off into the darkness and let somebody else have a mic.
Mhm. You just described the Iblis gods.
So we just watch you not once, but twice, right? Twice we sat up here, right? We listened to this man, right? Compare the founding of the 5% to Eve eating the apple, to Yakub meeting the devil. We listened to this man. We listened to this man say that it's okay to smack a bitch, right? If you're a 5%, that is something about our culture that once you get this knowledge, right, you this is a part of your culture, right? To kick a pregnant woman down a flight of stairs, we just watched you sit there and barely blink your eyes. While this man said that that's a part of the culture, and then right after that, somebody said, yeah, you talking about the Iblis gods. Stay tuned.